Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of Lead Sites Live. We are going to be talking a little bit about Google Ads basics, basically. So, last week, if you joined us for our sessions that we had going on, you probably caught a little bit of the Facebook advertising. Specifically, we went over, just kind of ring your bell. That was specifically how to get seller leads using IDX. Via Facebook ads, and then also how to get buyer leads. Again, seller leads one was a little bit more out the box. Buyer leads was a little bit more inside the box, I would say. I would definitely judge that, those are excellent items in particular to examine. If you, kind of look back in the media tab within this group, you will absolutely be able to see that we, kind of have a record of those things. So definitely check those out. And, let us know if you have any questions about those. You are more than welcome to reach out to anybody within EasyAgentPro to actually get a little bit of, kind of insight and content on those. We are always more than happy to help you out with any info you need on that stuff. So today we are going to be talking about Google Ads. So this is actually going to be the monthly topic that we have for the month of March. Next week, we have a really fabulous session. We're going to be joined by a bit of a PPC guru on the 16th of March. And we're going to be talking about Google My Business, how to incorporate those with some pretty clever advertising. Got a lot of good stuff in the pipeline. Today, we are just going to cover some very basic strategies for how to begin with Google Ads, how they work, how they're a little bit different from Facebook ads. It's been my experience, at least, that a lot of EasyAgentPro clientele definitely lean on and or focus on Facebook ads in particular. So Google ads are also a great way to kind of be promoting your website, promoting your actual content out there. You can do all the same great things, retargeting. There is a little bit more of an ecosystem when it comes to Google ads in terms of not only support from Google itself, but also little tricks and tips and things along those lines. And that's what we're going to be covering on the 3 webinars that we have lined up for you this month. So let's just go ahead and get started here. So got a great article pulled up here from Hootsuite. I'm going to go ahead and actually drop this link in the comments on this video right now. This is just a good little ad, a good little article to, basically kind of get you started with, Google Ads. So go ahead here and check this out. So basically, let me make sure that my audio is working okay. Okay, perfect. So yeah, Google Ads formerly were known as Google AdWords. So if there's anybody out there that has a little bit of a confusion along that, just keep in mind that Google Ads, same thing as Google AdWords. Got some facts here, so obviously people are using Google constantly, to be searching for things. That they might be interested in. So, Google search gets binged 3.5 billion times a day. Obviously the most used search engine. If you're going to be pumping any money into advertising campaigns and getting a little bit of money so that you're getting traffic to the website, Google is definitely not one to ignore. So let's just kind of scroll down here. So Google Ads, obviously the paid online advertising platform offered by Google, works, in a very similar way to, Facebook ads, in the way that you can, kind of structure a campaign. We'll go into the campaign manager here in a little bit, but you have a couple different ways. So whereas in Facebook, when you're running an ad, you are basically, targeting a specific area, specific demographic, things along those lines to serve up timeline ads so that when somebody's browsing, they are seeing your ad come up. With Google, you can get that done. You can also do things a little bit differently here. You guys have definitely seen this before at the top of specific, advertising searches. You're going to see that little ad tag, and you're going to see, kind of a targeted ad up top. So that's how people are paying for page 1 using Google Ads, so that they are shown before any actual search results. So definitely an advantage there. Obviously, kind of investing long-term strategy into search engine optimization and making sure that you have that, kind of squared up is a good thing. But absolutely, you want to make sure that you see you know, some results up top, and that's how you can do it with Google Ads. So good thing to keep in mind here is that purchasing advertising on Google doesn't necessarily ensure the top spot. So because you have a lot of other marketers competing for the same keyword through Google Ads, that's where the bid strategy kind of comes into play. So that's a little bit of a difference there. So basically, you would set a maximum bid that you're willing to pay for a click. So, you know, your pay per click. So your maximum bid. So say, for example, you know, that we have here, if your maximum bid is $4 and Google determines that your cost per click is $2, then you're going to get that ad placement. However, if somebody else has bid $6, you are not going to get that ad placement. So if you're in a high traffic area and you're focusing on a keyword that is a bit of a high traffic keyword, you might have a little bit of an issue in terms of, you know, kind of getting some reach, getting some grapple around that. So marketers have 3 options for their bids. You can do cost per click, and that's how much you pay when a user clicks your ad. Cost per mille, CPM, how much you pay per 1,000 ad impressions or views, and cost per engagement. So how much you pay when a user performs a specific action on your ad. So like if a Google has a Google ad has a video or has like a little form for a list or something along those lines, then that's a CPE. So those are kind of your 3 different ones there. You got your CPC, your CPM, and your CPE. So as we scroll down here, we're going to see some more, kind of information. Google then takes the bid amount and pairs it with an assessment of your ad called a quality score. So a quality score is an estimate of the quality of your ads, keywords, and landing pages. Higher quality ads can lead to lower prices and better ad positions. Now that might sound pretty obvious. Basically, the more time that you spend, putting time into the ad itself, the more, success you're actually going to have with kind of getting that out in front of people. So definitely keep that in mind when you're crafting squeeze pages. You know, we always want to go for quality of content. I think with the EasyAgentPro platform, using squeeze, items like that, definitely makes that easy because we have a lot of great looking templates and well operating, kind of little functionalities there. So quality score, definitely an important thing to keep in mind. That score is numbered between 1 and 10, 10 obviously being the best one. So your quality score with your bid amount creates your ad rank, the position your ad will appear in the search results page. So obviously, if you have a very high quality score and you have a higher bid amount, you have a much higher success of appearing higher on the search page. Now, this seems super obvious, but I definitely don't want to, skim over it for anybody that might be a little new here. So obviously, if you're paying more for per click, CPM or CPE, those are our 3 options up here, you're going to see more action on your ad. So the idea is that more users click on a marketer's advertisement, the more likely they will accomplish the advertiser's goals. For example, become a lead, make a purchase. So that's exactly how Google Ads work. So say, for example, we're going to open up Google over here. Let's search for Albuquerque homes for sale. We're going to see right up top here, we got an ad for my Albuquerque home search. We actually have 3 ads. So we have Pulte. That's actually a home builder, I think, if I'm not uncommon. And then search NM Home. So let's go ahead and check these out. So this is obviously the top ad placement: Albuquerque, Corrales, Rio Rancho, and Tierras, being 4 pretty popular neighborhoods in the Albuquerque area. So let's go ahead and pop this one open. Obviously, a lot of information here. This website provider, great IDX search, kind of results that we have here. Kind of what you're seeing, though, might be a little bit different than what you might expect on like a Facebook ad or something along those lines. We always teach this idea, when you're running a Facebook ad, you want to drive traffic to a point and then convert them. With Google Ads, you're going to see a lot of advertisements like this that are driving traffic to a list of homes. So we got Corrales Homes here, Rio Rancho Homes, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to click on those too much because I don't want to mess up these guys' kind of ad, items here. So, you're not seeing direct lead capture on these. However, if we open this up, I bet if we click into any of these, yep, we are going to see a little bit of lead capture attached to it. So, it's not going to a direct landing page, but I think this is a good ad strategy still. because we're going to a list of homes, like I'm interested for a home in Albuquerque, I'm moving there, I got a job offer with Hewlett Packard, who knows, something along those lines. I do my search, I get to this list here. These are some beautiful homes within Albuquerque, but obviously we've got a little bit of lead capture attached to that. So not a landing page type search, but definitely one that is super effective, when it comes to, promoting yourself out there. Now, just kind of for fun, so this is our number one. So this is the ad that Google has determined has the highest ad quality, so the highest rating, and then also they probably paid the most too. So let's go ahead and compare that to the second most one. We got searchnmhomes.com. Let's fire that open. Looks extremely similar. Is this also... So this is not JT and Associates, but we are looking at a very similar website with a lot of the same items here. So that is, I think, very interesting. Looks like these are both sync. Yep, these are both sync websites. Both these people are probably gunning for these 1 and 2 spots. Who knows what they're paying for them necessarily, but definitely an interesting thing. So, and then as you can see down there, you get to the actual organic search results thereafter. These are obviously the ones we're always trying to beat these, Realtor.com, Zillow.com, Remax, all that good stuff. So as this article goes on, goes into different types of Google ads, search campaign, which is probably going to be, the one that we just saw there with that little ad symbol next to it. Shopping campaign is probably not going to be super applicable, for certain real estate, kind of ones. Display ads, which I think are great. Those are a little bit analogous to, some of the Facebook advertising efforts that you can do where you can kind of, display certain options there. And then also video ads on YouTube, which I think work really well if you are a YouTube agent. And that's going to be something that we're going to dive into a little bit later this month, specifically, YouTube advertising and things along those lines. I don't love Gmail and Google and Gmail insertion type ads. I think that those are a little annoying, to be honest with you. Don't really want to see those clogging up the inbox. Wouldn't recommend that you guys try that. So yeah, and then, obviously video campaigns. There are a lot of different campaigns here, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more as we go along there. So let's get into cost. So we were just thinking about that. We were checking out our 2 sync sites that we had here. So Google advertising cost. The average cost per click in the United States is typically between $1 and $2. Now, that can definitely be pretty high if we're talking about, link clicks alone. So, both of these websites are actually, let's see if our second site has, okay, so they have lead capture as well. Something that might be an interesting experiment would be to, if you know that you're number 2 and that you're just kind of getting outgunned from a budget perspective and you're 2 or 3, you could always, and you're running some ads, you could try to decrease your lead capture a little bit, maybe let somebody view 5 or 6 listings before they have to opt in. Could always get you a little bit more traffic, because as we're talking about here, we're not talking about $1 or $2 per lead. We're talking about per click. So if you are leading these clicks to, a specific landing page, something with a high value offer to it, that's going to be great. These ones in particular are just lists of homes, not super creative, but again, they're going to be getting a lot of traffic, from these particular clicks. So something to keep in mind is exactly what you're driving that click to and how much you're paying for it. So, the ad auction system, it goes into a little bit there. Keyword Planner is a great resource that Google has. And I'm going to go ahead and drop a link for this in the comments here. So this is kind of like a guided process that works kind of in tandem with Google Ads, exactly, to do that. So you have to have a Google Ads account. You basically, set up your time zone, your currency, all that good stuff. You want to explore your campaign, and then you have the option to actually access the keyword planner from there. You can discover new keywords. You can kind of see what the population is for specific keywords. You could see that you do also get an estimate of bid ranges. So this one in particular, the example is running shoes. this is a great tool to kind of get an idea of how much an ad may cost you when running it with Google, because you can get an idea like, okay, so specific terms. So Albuquerque homes for sale, that is Albuquerque metro area is just going to kind of be known that way. But if we were going to do, say, so Edgewood is the East Mountains of Albuquerque. So we have some different results here. So we have chomesInAlbuquerque.com, Greater Albuquerque Home Finder, Realtor.com actually is, kind of running some ads there. So as you can see, different keywords within the same area are going to yield different results. So Edgewood homes for sale, that's a neighborhood in the East Mountains, as we call it here. Going to be, probably a little bit less competition than just a general, like just Albuquerque homes for sale. So, that was something that you could probably be revealed within the keyword tool. It's going to be, your competition, how low it's going to be, bid range. You can actually see here. So look at this one, running shoes has between 100,000 and 1 million searches, average monthly, high competition. Therefore, the low bid range is $1.27, high bid range is $3.67. Running has a low competition because it's a little bit less precise, and it's got a much lower bid range. So something to keep in mind, you can use this keyword planner to pick out some areas that you have. Now, if you guys are in Los Angeles, if you guys are in Chicago, something like that, big cities, obviously this is going to be a little bit more pricey, a little bit more complicated to get into than if you are, an independent agent in a small town or something like that. So definitely a good thing to check out is that keyword planner. So I think this is where the article really gets great. So how to advertise on Google, the easy method. So basically, you kind of do similar to Facebook. You define a goal. So your goal would basically be like, what do you want to do? Get more calls, get more website sales or signups, or get more visits to a physical location. So for most real estate related items, that's going to be get more website sales or signups, because sign up you can define as, some type of conversion, something along those lines. As you go down, it's going to tell you how to, set your business name and keywords, tell you people where to go after they click your ad. That's going to be the actual URL that you want them to visit. So that could just be your homepage if you're not being very creative, or it could be a squeeze page or something along those lines if you're being a little bit more creative. You add your keyword themes to it. Albuquerque homes for sale, Edgewood homes for sale, Corrales homes for sale, new homes in Albuquerque, New Mexico homes for sale. You could even get a little bit broader with it. And then just like in Facebook, you can choose your target audience. I think the Google ads are a little bit slicker in some ways, so you can do, obviously you can narrow it down by city, state, or country, zip code, things along those lines. And then the last part is actually going to be, kind of setting up the ad so that you actually can design the ad. You can pick out all the different, kind of little bits and all that good stuff, and then so on and so forth. And then obviously you got to set your billing and all that good. So yeah, this is a great guide to be getting, kind of getting started with it. So definitely something I recommend checking out. Next week, we're going to get a little bit more in depth when it comes to Google advertisements. And we're going to be talking about how to set up a Google My Business account and, how to begin the process of, utilizing that to get really cheap page one results. So we're going to be diving into that next week. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on next week. That is on March 16th, is going to be 7 days from now. So yeah, I definitely recommend that if you guys are, kind of just getting started with it, create your Google Ads account, check out the 2 links that I've dropped in the comments there. If you have any questions about it, please reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to get you started with, some key info about all these things. I'd be more than happy to chat with you about it. So let us know if you have any other questions about Google Ads or anything along those lines. Would love to connect with you guys about it. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Really appreciate everybody being a part of the BeatZillow community, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you very much.